Well, this one raises the question of whether that person ate the food after spraying it with a fire extinguisher.
All right.
Just be careful frying with olive oil. It has a really low burning point, which I learned after almost torching our house down. The fry pan was just a ball of flames. Luckily, we have a fire extinguisher, and I was able to get it onto the back deck and douse the fire. Next time I'll use vegetable oil. Update. For what it's worth, after the fire fiasco, I just baked the chicken 5 minutes per side at 450, then topped it with the cheese, sauce, and baked for another 15, broiled on low for 3, and it was really, really good. So do you think that person sprayed their food with a fire extinguisher, then...
Look, you just run that baby under the faucet for a minute or two, and it's fine.
Or do you think the pan caught on fire before they put the food?
There's a 5-second rule for fire extinguisher usage.
Surely the fire happened before the food was added to the pan.
I think it's impossible to know.
Seedy Shorts.
It's New Year's Eve. This is a seedy short, I guess. This is our first foray into video content. If you are listening to this in the feed and you would like to look upon and scrutinize our faces and bodies, you're welcome to find us on Instagram. What is our Instagram? Seedy Business Pod on Instagram. You can find us there, see the way we look, and also our cat.
Well, she's just decided to make her exit from the frame.
Yeah,
so.
She may be back. That cushion is her primary sitting location. We've also framed our shot so you could see our Christmas tree. Last week we talked about varieties of Christmas trees. Today we are going to talk about artificial Christmas trees. Allison, I'm going to ask you a question.
Wait, you've never said my last name.
I'll bleep out your last name. You're going to think I asked you this on last week's podcast, but I edited it out so I could ask you it today. Did you have a real or artificial tree growing up?
My parents had an artificial tree, and my grandparents had a real tree.
Do you recall the construction of the artificial tree that your parents had?
Yeah, I believe it was always a nightmare. Still less of a nightmare than untangling the Christmas lights, but a nightmare all its own.
Yeah, we had the kind of artificial tree where you have to like carefully match each branch to its own little fuck hole and then get it in, and they're like color and number coded.
Yeah, the branches are not interchangeable.
It's a real trial. Yeah. But I guess now they make them, as we'll soon learn, where you can it's just like an umbrella.
Like in the Grinch.
Yeah, like in the Grinch. So you can steal it from a household and force it up the chimney to get it out. But I think they make those now.
Cool.
Yeah. We're going to read some descriptions of artificial trees. We're going to start with what I think I gather to be the market leader in artificial trees, especially of the classier variety. Like, I think you can probably go and grab one off the shelf at Target for $30 or something. But Balsam Hill artificial trees, their site, I would say, is they're framing themselves as artisans in some way, I would say. They offer beautifully crafted artificial trees. You're able to shop. You can sort in a variety of ways by height, light type, because most of these have like built-in lights at this point. Yeah. Ease of setup, price, shape. But the fascinating one to me is realism. Here are the options.
Most realistic. Realistic.
Yeah, I should read them in the other way, but...
And traditional.
Yeah, I think for like traditional is their euphemism for shitty looking.
They mean, traditional as in what a fake tree in the 80s and 90s looked like.
And then they have the realistic and most realistic varieties. They offer a trademark true needle technology, which is how they make their needles look like real foliage, according to them. I don't know. I thought we could go to the most realistic and read a couple of...
I was hoping we would go to the most difficult to set up and read those.
Oh,
I thought that was an interesting category.
So oh, wow. Wow, these are fascinating names. So in the ease of setup sorting, you are offered a easy plug, which is where lights connect through the trunk. The only plug you touch is the one that goes into the wall. There's the flip tree, which is no heavy lifting. Just roll the tree base into place, flip it, and attach the tree top. It includes the easy plug. And then there's the suggestively named pre-fluffed. Less time fluffing. Professionally shaped memory wire branches fan out on unboxing. Also includes easy plug. So really none of those are the kind that our families had growing up.
I was hoping they had an option for if you wanted to have a huge fight and
they're actual
meltdown.
torture. So it's only if you're looking to like relive that nostalgia.
Well, yeah, it's traditional.
Well, let's go to the traditional ones. See what's offered. They only offer 2 varieties, it looks like. They're garbage trees. They have a classic blue spruce and a frosted sugar pine. Which one do you want to go with?
Frosted sugar pine. Bring a touch of woodsy charm into your home with the widely regarded King of Pines. Long appreciated for its beauty, the sugar pine is native to the Sierra Nevada mountain range of the Pacific coast. It is well suited for country-styled decorations or traditional red, white, and green ornaments. Designed after the Pinus lambertina, this snow-covered Christmas tree features medium to long forest green pine needles, which are gathered into tufts and are accented with a dusting of soft artificial snow. Its tufted branches allow some spaces between the foliage, which together with its flexible branches make this white frosted Christmas tree perfect for hanging ornaments.
I'm desperate to know what the artificial snow is made up of. And I'm actually going to skip to something we were going to do later, which is we have a bunch of like vintage artificial tree ads from the Sears catalog too that we were going to look at a couple of. But they also, an ad that I found was for a product called Make It Snow, which is an artificial snow you can spray on your tree. The description of it is, would you want to read the tagline?
Just press the button. It snows glittering magic flakes.
I'm going to like overlay these on the screen. So if you're watching it, you can also look at this. But yeah, it's some kind of fucking white powder of dubious chemical origin that you can huff or spray all over your tree.
Actually, when I was a kid, we had a friend whose parents put that stuff on their tree. And I remember being at her house during Christmas tree setup and being fascinated by this process.
It seems like the kind of thing that classically we'd learn in 30 years was a like severe carcinogen or something like that.
Oh, for sure.
But I feel like that, it makes it look like there are mounds of it on the tree. It looks like on the Balsam Hill tree, it's like a tasteful coating that I bet if you shook it, it wouldn't like come off.
Yeah, it must be adhered on.
Yeah, I bet it's adhered on.
I mean, that's the kind of thing. One of the major reasons to get an artificial tree is so you don't have to clean up a bunch of pine needles afterwards. Can you imagine if it shed this weird fake snow?
Look, in their most realistic tree section, I feel like they should shed and have to be watered. Or else, what's the point? That's the frosted sugar pine. It's on sale. They offer several heights. There's a 7-foot and a 9-foot, ranging in price from $3.99 for the unlit 7-foot tree to $9.99 for the 9-foot candlelit LED tree.
Okay, so their worst
$1,000.
tree is $1,000.
Yeah. You see where this is going. Let's check out a couple of their most realistic trees. And with their most realistic trees, you get more than 65% of it utilizes their true needle foliage technology. That's how you know it's the good stuff. All right, so their offerings are, they have a variety of balsam firs with various kinds of setup that we talked about earlier in various heights. They have Fraser firs, they have a Stratford spruce, a Sanibel spruce, a Silverado slim, I don't know what that is, a Yukon spruce, a Vermont white spruce, a noble fir, a red spruce, Denali white. That's interesting. European fir, noble fir. They have a really shocking number of varieties. Like, I would be hard pressed to tell the difference between a lot of these, I'm sure, but they've carefully and lovingly reconstructed all of these different varieties. Aspen estate fir. I don't know, let's pick one. What about this one that has a 15-foot version? This is what you get if you're like, this is in the Home Alone kids' house. They probably have this tree, I think. This is the Aspen estate fir.
Wow, Home Alone. They were really rich, but they didn't have a regular babysitter they could call and be like, go over there.
I mean, that's why the Sticky Bandits were casing that neighborhood. They should get robbed. Yeah. They deserve to get robbed. Frankly, everyone who lives like that should be robbed.
Wow.
I just wish the robbery were done by the government and not Joe Pesci. The Aspen estate fir. Get a look of a cozy Christmas home with the Aspen estate fir, inspired by the beautiful firs around the Rockies' most exclusive resort town. This artificial Christmas tree is made with 100% true needle technology.
Holy shit.
One of their finest ones. Yeah. They range from you can get a 9-foot variety and up to a 15-foot variety. They advertise unsurpassed detail and design. And its natural characteristics are designed with an ultra-realistic trunk and gorgeous forest green needles. Our Aspen estate fir is the king of all our artificial Christmas trees. It features the distinct shape and stunning rich foliage of the majestic trees in the Rocky Mountains. And the pricing here ranges from $2,000 for the 9-foot tree to $4,500 for the 15-foot tree, which is the only variety not sold out. So if you want to grab up one of those, that's still an option.
Wow, what a deal. You could get a moderately priced used car or a Christmas tree.
A perfect replica with 100% true foliage technology.
Do you think that a person who buys that tree with the argument that it looks very realistic, they would resist the idea that our somewhat crappy, but in fact real tree, they would say this tree looks less real than their tree, right?
Yeah, it's possible to look realer than real, I think, because what they're replicating isn't what a real tree looks like. It's what their idealized version of a real tree looks like, I think.
That's platonic.
In the cultural imagination of what the perfect like there are no holes in this. There's no owl living in this tree.
So you're saying the form of the Christmas tree is the true Christmas tree. That's the realist. And every actual Christmas tree is just a
you got
pale
it,
shadow.
baby.
All right.
You got it. On the other side of the spectrum, we wanted to read or look at anyway, and again, I'll put these on the screen. I got some pages from Sears catalogs from the sort of 40s through the 60s. I have one from 1916 advertising the Christmas trees that you could get. Let's see if I can make this big in a way that doesn't take absolutely forever on this video stream. This is from 1942. Do you want to read that description? So they have a drawing of this tree. It is, let's just say, sparse in its branches.
Yeah, it's more of an abstraction of a tree. American-made, big buy at Sears, will not shed needles. Easily folded, lasts for years. Wood tree holder included. Rich, lush green, round branches unfold from trunk. See list below for sizes. Trimmings and fence shown not included. As low as 49 cents.
Yep. So that's for the 30-inch variety is 49 cents. And it goes all the way up to looks to be 6-foot variety, which is $4.95. Worth every penny.
You know, something that just struck me that's really sad is that I just took for granted that the family in Home Alone obviously wouldn't have any sort of friends or community staying in the town where they lived. Their family went away. And not only did they not have, hired help still in town, they literally didn't know another human being who lived in their city.
Yeah, people don't know their neighbors now. Wouldn't happen if they lived in a row home in Philly. They also offer a manger set you can buy for about $3. There's a complete Santa Claus outfit, which is called Santa's, quote, official uniform. He's a worker after all, for about $4. They offer lustrous cellophane roping.
Cellophane, surely.
Yeah, it says cellophane. But I assume it's cellophane, in fact. Give your home a gay holiday appearance with this sparkling cellophane roping. For Christmas trees, room, or window decorations. 30 feet long, 3/4 inch wide, 29 cents. I gotta go to this 1916 catalog for a moment because there's some real horrors in it. I feel like this is from before Christmas was like standardized, if that makes any sense. Like there's still some like weird paganism in it. You can buy these Santa masks, which are absolute nightmares.
Whoa.
Do you want to read about those? Read from cheapest to most expensive. There are 3 offerings.
I will, yeah. Here's the 13-cent Santa mask. Made of good, strong cloth and has lifelike expression. Very good color. Has mustache and beard. Exceptional value.
Yeah, and to be clear, these are not like a mustache and a beard and a hat you put on. This is in like you're like a fucking wearing the whole face of Santa
mask,
Claus.
but
It's a
of
Halloween
Santa.
mask made of cloth, though, not like plastic.
I mean, I assume that's what Halloween masks
Sure.
also in this era would have been. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, the 29-cent model. This mask is made of painted cloth with flowing jute mustache and beard. Red cloth hood.
So the 13-cent variety was not hooded. You get a hood with the 29-cent variety.
And then 49 cents. Our best mask, strong waxed cloth, red hood.
I don't know what makes it. I mean, I think that the face becomes more gruesome, honestly, with each additional price tier.
I actually think the middle price one is the most upsetting.
They also offer in this catalog, we talked about this last time, I think, candles for your tree.
Absolutely.
Yeah, baby. Lighten your tree up. They offer a box of 36 high-grade candles for 10 cents. Not the cheap grade usually sold, but candles of high quality. They are odorless, dripless, and smokeless. It won't burn your house down.
Oh, they will.
What else is good? Let's look at one from the 60s, maybe, or something like that. All of these, like, we really focus on the fullness of the artificial tree now, but it seems like that was not the most important characteristic to the artificial trees before a particular point. Like, they were fine with the sparse, like, single thing you put in the hole. Although this one, this is 1966. They offer the bushiest simulated balsam tree we've seen. Do you want to read that one?
Wow. Why don't you read that one?
Okay.
You haven't read a tree yet.
Branches are of small individual trees for extra bushy appearance. What does that mean? Branches are of small individual trees.
Are they saying that we took a bunch of small fake trees and stuck them together, and that's how we made this big fake tree?
For an extra bushy appearance, realistic natural green balsam color and shape, 4-inch double thickness vinyl needles give super plump effect. Won't crinkle, fade, or dry out. Flame shock, weather resistant. Shock resistant. The needles of this tree are shock resistant.
Well, I mean, I am sure that these are all the lights are electrical hazards. So
Yeah,
you probably
definitely.
need a shock resistant tree.
Won't crinkle, fade, or dry out. Takes tree lights, tinsel, and ornaments, 6.5 foot size. Vinyl covered wood trunk, metal stand. Easy to assemble. A lot of vinyl from this period.
I want to point out that both this tree and the first one we read from the fancy catalog, the fancy contemporary catalog, they both said, you can put ornaments on this tree. As if maybe...
We allow you to. It doesn't
as if maybe
violate our copyright.
Or that they sell some trees that you cannot put ornaments on. That are ornament-resistant trees.
These branches are not load-bearing branches. Yeah, let's end with, I don't know when this Sears catalog, I want to say it's the 80s. I couldn't find a date on it. But amazingly, to bring it back home, Sears would at one point sell you a freshly cut tree. They'll ship it to you in a box. This was during the heyday of Sears. Do you want to read this?
There's nothing like the beauty and scent of a real tree to capture the tradition of Christmas. Fraser fir with short, deep green needles and sturdy branches is shipped in a specially lined box to protect and ensure freshness. Tree care instructions included.
You can get, these range in price from the 3.5 to 4 foot trees are about $42, 7 foot trees, $75. Like probably what you'd pay nowadays, but these are shipped to you in a box to your home.
The Amazon of yesteryear.
The Amazon of yesteryear. I can't believe Sears fucked it up.
They really fucked up.
They were in a unique position and they fucked it up. All right. I think it's probably it. Have a happy new year. Don't you fucking dare go anywhere tonight. I guess by the time this comes out, it'll be tomorrow. Stay in your houses. Look at this cat.
Seedy Shorts.